because together we evolve. Together we may learn something.
People and groups, and that's awesome. I'm excited.
If I'm a small business, let's say anywhere from 5 to 50 employees, just to give the context of that
Sure.
scenario, what's like the lowest hanging fruit? What's the thing that most
Okay.
business owners are not doing that is like a big risk? And like what's the simple thing that
hmm
would move the needle at least even just a little bit? It's like, hey, I need a technology system monitoring my infrastructure, or what's the simple answer there?
The best answer, there's two things I'd focus on if you're in that size, because you're not going to be able to most likely to afford a full, big contract, I wouldn't think, depending on your revenue. But it would be put something in place over your email, because 93 to 95%, depending on who you ask, of all hacks start there. They come from links and bad stuff coming in inbound into your email, into your Outlook inbox. And the second thing would be have a really, really good security platform put on your endpoints, meaning like and I'll just throw like a threat locker or a Sentinel One, or Crouch, something like that. And those are things you can't get on your own. Just to give you guys a little context, or business owners might be listening to this podcast, you're going to need to partner with somebody like an MSP to get some of those resources. So that's something to focus on. So get with an MSP might be the actual answer here, because they'll be able to put those pieces in place for you and add those to your business. And that's the simple answer for
And
sure.
it's been a fascinating exploration just for me. I mean, I've only known, I mean, I didn't even know what the acronym MSP stood for
Yeah.
until Sergey just defined it for me. But I had heard it. No, I'm just kidding. I had heard it a number of times recently, and then realized there's a whole world out there that I'm now fascinated by, the number of providers, the number of solutions, and a lot of the stuff that people I think business owners say, "Oh, you need voice over IP technology." They do a
Right.
search and then they choose the top one, and they usually
Yeah.
just say, "Okay, let's go with that." Or I need cybersecurity, so they do a search and click the thing, and then they put it in, and yeah, they have no idea what's going. Not that they have no idea, but it's a limited purview relative to someone like Josh or Sergey here, who are in those spaces and realize it's sometimes it's a simple tweak versus
hmm
an in-depth tweak to at least limit exposure in a
Yeah.
significant way. Sergey, where do you land in this conversation? Cybersecurity, AI, and protecting in the small business space.
Yeah, of course. So that's actually exact the market I'm working in. We call this size of companies a hacker sweet spot, because there's for two reasons. Number one, that size of company that already have employees, they probably already have some equity in the business. They have brand. They already have employees. They already probably at certain level in revenue. But at the same
hmm
time, they're too small for having a technology like tech company, or they're probably doing it themselves. They or they Googling and trying to find answers and buying tools themselves, right?
Yeah.
So and that's exactly the type of companies that need help, that need that MSP. By the way, it's funny because you and I, we both in BNI community, right? So they have an MSP term which defines as member success program. So I think it's important
That's why I
to
get a little confused with these acronyms. Like, thank you for
Yeah.
defining it. Yeah.
yeah, no, MSP is really, it's like a lawyer. Every business needs a legal company, they need HR company, they need an accounting company, they need an IT company. We just have that term managed service provider because it is a broad level of service that these companies offer. So and next thing is, I really wanted to tell you, like we talked about the hacker sweep spot, and there's this mentality that you need to start thinking about. Oh, okay. And I like to use these terms like hacker because and I'm actually teach a lot. My book called Hack Proof. So the next thing I always tell organizations is that treat IT and cybersecurity as a leadership issue, not a tech issue.
Yeah.
Most people say, "Well, my tech guy is going to take care of it." It's not my thing. But honestly, it has to be discussion with the leadership team. It has to be CEO, owner of the business need to really pay attention to this type of discussion, you know, because again, the risk is just too high. They can essentially
Yep.
lose the company overnight. I know
Hmm.
Josh and I, we can tell hundreds of horror stories where, again, small negligence can put business at risk, you know. And I even introduced myself as a not a business owner or CEO. I'm actually a cyber risk advisor because people don't listen to me if I tell them, oh, I work in IT, I'm a tech guy. When I tell them that I'm a risk advisor, oh, you're looking at it. Oh, what you're saying is I'm at risk. Oh, yeah, you are. And let me
Yep.
tell you where it is. So that's why I think before we get into technicalities, I think it's important to talk about risks, about leadership discussion. So that's why I'm now talking to people, not a tech people. I talk to leaders in the boardroom.
Yep.
So this is just the mind shift needs to be switched over, and then you are the sweet spot for hackers. You are being targeted.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because as you're saying that, I was thinking about like somebody who buys a house. Like, what do you need? You need a real estate
Yep.
broker, you need a mortgage guy, and then you get your house. But you like the insurance policy on the house is usually something that's just kind of put in place to uh, check off a box that's required for the home purchase. But as you're saying that, like we as leaders. I think if you're a solopreneur, you're probably not thinking too much about cybersecurity. But then as you guys have said, as things grow and scale, that's where there's probably the sweet spot or the inflection point where it becomes something that is really valuable. But we, as I think, small business owners or somebody just getting going, it's not even on their radar until either something happens or they
Hmm.
meet a Josh or a Sergey that says, "Hey, did you think about this?" And then you're like, "Oh, wow, that there is risk there. I
Right.
should do something about it." Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I completely, that's reality. And I was just looking up, trying to find an old note, as you're talking about the small businesses that could go away overnight from getting hacked and getting, ransomware or something like that, and crypto lockered on their files. And for those that don't know, it just means your stuff is hacked and you can't access it. We'll just say that for now to keep it simple. But I think I was trying to find the statistic and I'm having difficulty finding it, but it's something like within 48 hours or 72 hours, if you're down, most small businesses can't recover, something
Yeah.
like that. It's really, really small window. It's bizarre. And that's a stat that's come out over the years and been validated over the years by Gartner and others that have looked at, small businesses that have gone under from cyber attacks and like how it's happened, especially insurance providers, the cyber insurance providers now.